So today, just now, I just ordered an extra solar kit for my boat. I want to make sure that I don't run out of power. I want to be able to run as much power as possible. I also just learned that my batteries are pretty old, so I'm going to run with these batteries until they start failing and losing a lot of their charge quick. But I may upgrade to AGMs or gels at some point in the future. But I did just order this 350 watt solar flexible kit so that I can mount them on top of the Dodger or on the foredeck. They're a really good kit. So I already have 200 watts of solar on my Radar Arch, and now I will have an extra 350, which is 550 watts of solar at 12 volts equals 45 amps. So when I'm plugged into shore power at a boatyard or a marina, those are 30 amp connectors. You typically lose just a hair. You don't get a full 30 amps. So when I have good sun on this system, I should be charging 50% faster than I do even hooked up to shore power at a marina. So we're talking a lot of power coming into the boat very quickly. So I should be able to keep my system topped off by the sun and use all the systems on my boat as much as I like and still be able to charge up very quickly. So I did this so that I can charge my drone, charge the GoPros, keep my lights on, run my autopilot, you know, just all these systems on the boat. I have already learned by living on the boat that when I'm not attached to shore power, my batteries can almost deplete fully in one night. So I want to be able to always recharge them back up to full in a day, unless it's just really stormy or something. But I plan to be south and in Florida and in the tropics a lot soon, so this should absolutely just fill my house bank very, very quickly. So the units that I have already are Renogy, and so I'm adding another Renogy system. I'm just gonna leave both chargers and just run extra leads to the batteries. So yeah, right now I have 200 watts of solar and a wind generator, and now I'll be adding an extra 350 watts of waterproof flexible panels to my system. It wasn't cheap. It's almost $800, but in the long run it's really going to be worth it, because this could keep me from really getting in a situation where I'm short on power or damaging my batteries. And I just really think it's worth the money. So, and it's a very, very good brand. So very, very excited. They are on back order. Said they may not ship until the 20th. I really hope they come quicker than that, but we'll see. So I'm going to call them tomorrow and see what their estimation is on when they will get these in. So very, very excited for this purchase. Okay, so I just finally diagnosed my electronics issue for my autopilot and wind instrument. Get up, Patchy, lay down. So I've even taken off all these panels, as well as up there. We got all this electrical torn apart. I've been changing these out with the actual heat shrink. I can get a better view of it for you. Get it to focus right. So these, and I use a heat gun and shrink them. I put in an inline fuse here where they had a cylinder fuse, 25 amp. It was all kinds of jacked up. Finally, where I fixed the issue for the electronics was out here, and I had to pull this up and get behind here, and finally was able to get to those wires, and one of them was shorting out. So I'm gonna have to pull it off the rest of the way and then find out why it's not staying in tight and get it better secured. So good news is we know which wire it is. Same with the refrigerator. I was able to find which wire was shorting out on the refrigerator. So lots and lots of good progress. I checked the voltage on all of my batteries. Everything seems good. I'm going to check the water levels soon. Also, at the same time, I'm working on a project on my rudder post. So let me get a flashlight here so y'all can see. So here, if you see all of that rust and corrosion, that's got to be fixed, and I've got to redo the packing glands that are in there so they don't let water in. So the reason it is so corroded and looks so nasty is because it's been leaking. You can see it's wet right there just a touch. So a little bit of water's coming through, just a few drops here and there. It's nothing major, but it still has to be rectified. I'm going to try and clean it up as well. It's just really dirty, really corroded. So wire brush, and some rust dissolver and cleaners, and that should fix it. So that's just a few of the projects I am working on currently. I have a huge laundry list of projects that I need to do, but I'm just trying to tackle the ones that are giving me the most trouble first. So I've got a lot of cleanup to do. Just to find the electrical issues, I have made a mess. I've got electrical and wiring equipment everywhere. All the wires I've stripped. I've got panels out of the walls and ceilings. So you can see there's one of the panels there. Where did I put my... And then I've got my T-Con connectors. These things are great, by the way. If you have a heat gun, these things, you heat them up and they shrink and they make a watertight seal. Great thing to have on a boat, that's for sure. So those have really come in handy. But I just wanted to give y'all an update and let y'all know where I'm at. Hey, so a lot happened today. I had the electrician from Sailcraft Service come and look at everything, and he said there's nothing that scares him really, really bad. It's actually in decent shape, which is great news. The AC concerned him a little bit, but he did some more research and said that everything turns out fine. He said that my battery charger is a really good one, so it should not overcharge my batteries. I did learn that my batteries are wet cell, so they will have to be filled with distilled water and maintenance regularly, which is okay. They're just hard to get to. The other thing is they're old. Some of them are 2018s and some are 2016s, and they typically have around a 5-year life. So they're getting really, really close. Some are already past 5 years, and some are going to be at 5 years this year or next year. So I may be replacing batteries at some point, but that's okay. They're not super expensive ones because they're wet cell. They're not AGMs and they're not lithiums, so it's not the end of the world. My friend from the boatyard, Adam, him and his partner Candace are going to come pick me up soon, and we're going to get pizza at the Silos in Oriental, so very exciting. I also got my quote from Sailcraft for all the stuff that I want to have done, and it actually turned out to be a little bit less than I thought I would spend, so that's always great as well. The only thing I did not have them go ahead and do that they quoted me was servicing my winches. Their quote for that was $390 per winch, which just seems really high to me, and it may not be. That may be very standard. It may be a very labor-intensive process. I just know that I still have my original Lamar service manuals, and I want to do it myself because I need to know how in case I have a winch failure while I'm off grid, so I'm going to service them myself. Plus, I'm pretty good at stuff like that. I can normally, especially if I have instructions like that that are from the manufacturer, I should be able to follow them step by step and do a decent job. And I've seen a lot of people do them on YouTube. I know the steps by heart on how to service those and how to service those springs and everything. And ratchet mechanisms. So I think I should be able to do it. I don't have any concerns there. I flew the drone this morning and got some really cool footage of the boatyard. I offered that to Sailcraft and let them know that I used to be a photographer in the Navy, and if they want any of that footage, just to let me know. I might be able to bargain a little bit better price with that footage because it's not easy to get and it's not cheap. I'm already 1 bottle of wine deep. So I just had the Machad, I don't know how to say that, Columbia Valley 2020 Riesling. I am such a girly girl when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm not as much into the bold wines. I like the fruitier, sweeter wines. So this one was great. I still have a ton of other wines to try. Some of those are probably not as set for my palate as this one is. I love this wine. Riesling just really does it for me. It gives me a good buzz, and it goes down really easy. So, but with this much wine, I would imagine that I will acquire a better taste for wine, and that's my hope. I'm the kind of person that there's not a single food item I don't eat. People always ask, like, what do you like? And I'm like, I like food because I figure if a country or a person makes something, there's probably a good reason why. They wouldn't torture themselves. If people do enjoy it, there's a reason. And so I try to take that philosophy to heart. And so I'm sure there's a lot of enjoyment to have out of these wines that to me are a little bit strong or dry or bold, that I hope I can grow to find the reasons why everyone enjoys them so much. So Apache's been doing great going up and down the stairs that they gave us. So we have metal rolling staircase next to the boat. They're extremely steep and they're pretty much see-through because it's just like a metal gridding. So for Apache, it feels like he can't really see the stairs very well. It's very scary for him, but he has been going up and down them. He's been getting better every time. So that is really good news. I also went to West Marine today and bought some things. So I got these turbo dryers here. They are hot air movers, so they have just a tiny little heating element in them and a small fan, and they just circulate warm air, which lets them dry out things and also keep just a little bit of heat on stuff to protect in really cold weather. So I am going to open up that compartment tonight where my water maker is and put one in there. I have one in the engine compartment, and then I'm going to leave everywhere that I have water lines running is going to remain open so that my cabin heater here that I'm using can heat the air. It may not be the most comfortable tonight. I'm not going to sleep with my heater in the bedroom like I normally do. I'm just going to suffer through a little bit. But it should keep all of my compartments and areas above freezing, which is what I want, because I don't want anything freezing that has liquid, because it can cause a lot of problems. So I don't want to winterize the boat because I hope to be back in the water pretty soon and heading south. That being said, let's see what else. Oh, I bought a bunch of other things at West Marine. I got a stainless steel screw set, just a bunch of different sizes. So I can hang my wall art, I can secure some more ceiling panels that are missing screws. I got some really warm, waterproof West Marine gloves that are made for sailing. In case when I'm moving south after I leave here, if it's frigid, I will have gloves to go with my offshore gear to keep me dry and warm. So that's really good. I also got hose clamps and ordered 2.5-inch exhaust hose for my motor so that I can change that out. And I bought a bunch of other things. I bought a respirator, I bought a bucket, I bought a sponge, I bought a rust removing cleaner for the deck up top. I bought a holding tank and toilet treatment bottles. It comes with a pack of 4. I'm trying to think what else. I bought a ton of stuff. I spent $450, so 200 of which were these little air movers. They were 99 each. It's unfortunate that I had to spend $200, but it will help in very humid environments to keep the boat dry, as well as saving me right now from having to winterize the boat. So that's really good. I can't think of what else. The other thing is just so great. I love the sailing community. I have not met a single person yet since I bought this sailboat that has a car that has not offered me their vehicle or offered to give me a ride. The guy in line behind me at West Marine said I had too much stuff and he offered me a ride. And that was just after the employee at West Marine offered to drive me back to my boat because I had bought a lot of stuff. So literally 2 different people in the exact same transaction offered to take me home. I just went ahead and let the employee stay there so he could be at the business, and the customer that was behind me was an older gentleman, super nice, you know, gray hair everywhere, just so sweet though, and took me back to my boat. I love the sailing community. I cannot say enough about how kind everyone is, and how much everyone is in it together. So everyone is out to help their fellow sailor. It's really a boaters, what's the word I'm looking for? A boaters mentality, right? So that's like the standard for boaters. Boaters help other boaters. And I always knew that, but I didn't understand the scope of it, I guess. It just blows you away, the amount of kindness that you find. I'll also say that the workers here at Sailcraft have been phenomenal. Mark was on my boat checking my full electrical system. It just so happens that this boat is a British boat, and he has only been in the States for 3 years. He's from England, so he had a lot of great insider knowledge on British electrical systems. So he was the perfect person for the job. He really taught me a lot about my electrical system, and just a phenomenal guy. I literally, I would hang out with Mark any day of the week. We got along great. The rest of the workers, I could tell, were a little unsure about me at first, which tends to happen a lot when you're transgender. But I think I can safely say that I've won them all over. I just kill them all with kindness and joke with them and poke fun at them, and they have all taken it in great spirits. And my boat is the closest boat to the office, so the office is just behind my boat. So if I'm outside working on anything, they walk right past me at eye level when they go up the stairs to the office. So I've just been greeting all of them, and just been having a lot of fun with them, especially Eric. Eric is like this 6'8" giant, and he's just the sweetest thing ever. I was giving him a hard time because of all the people I've met in the area that have told me about him, and I said, well, they all say you're the best, and he goes, well, I don't know if I'm the best. And I said, well, I've already been told you're the best, so if you're not, you better step it up, bud, because I've got expectations you have to meet. So I was giving him a hard time. But yeah, so we're getting a lot of work done on the boat. I diagnosed my electrical problems, fixed all of those, and we're just trying to hunker down, me and Apache are, for this cold weather coming tonight. It's supposed to get down to 24 degrees, and I am in an unwinterized boat out of the water, which is the most dangerous situation a boat can be in, other than, say, like a hurricane or a Category 10 storm. You do not want to be out of the water when it's freezing. It can cause havoc on your boat. So I spent a lot of money and am taking a lot of precautions to ensure that my boat stays warm and does not fall to the ills of cold weather. So Adam should be coming soon with Candace to pick me up so we can go get pizza. I've been craving pizza for weeks. I really want a pepperoni and black olives. I don't care what they want. I will buy their pizza and my own pizza. All I know is I'm getting a pepperoni and black olives, and that's non-negotiable. So really excited about going to get pizza. I just showered at the sailing school next door. They let us use their showers. There was actually great facilities, toilets and showers. I really liked the shower at Hurricane Boatyard where I just came from, but it was the only bathroom there for everyone to use. So I was never comfortable going in and shaving my legs and stuff because I was afraid that somebody would really have to go to the bathroom really bad, and I would be in the shower for 30 minutes. So I didn't shower as much at Hurricane. I know that sounds gross to all of you back home, but in the sailing community, people that live off-grid on sailboats, sometimes you go a long time without showering, so it's pretty standard for this community to be a little bit smelly and hygiene not quite what it is when you live on land in a house. So I was not showering and shaving as much as I would have liked and washing my hair when I was at Hurricane Boatyard, but now that I'm here, the bathroom that I've been using has 3 toilets and 2 showers, so I can go in there, shower as long as I want, shave my legs and everything, and not worry that I'm gonna, you know, cause somebody problems that really has to use the head. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off now. And oh, also I want to say that I know I posted a lot of videos very quickly over the last week or so. That was because my internet was so bad at Hurricane Boatyard, and it is not their fault. They're at the very end of the internet line. Their internet in the office is just as slow as what they were offering to me. So, not their fault at all. I was super, super happy with Hurricane Boatyard. I loved them. I actually talked to the office worker today, and I was like, oh, I miss y'all so much. And she's like, oh, we know it's not the same with you here. We keep looking out the window, and you're not there. And they said they hung up my plaque. They all loved it, the one that I painted. So that's all really, really cool stuff. But I am very happy to be here with fast internet, and I'm going to go back to posting once a week or so. Again, I am not setting any obligations for myself on how many videos to post and any amount of time. I'm going to post when I'm comfortable and when I feel I have the content that my friends and family want to see. I know that I have viewers that are not friends and family, you know, and I hope y'all really enjoy this channel, but it's not necessarily geared for that. I'm not going to live with a camera in my hand, you know, every little thing I do, I'm not going to take the time to film. This is more of a personal video diary or journal so that I can look back on this in years to come, and it's enough for my friends and family to follow where I'm at and what I'm doing, and hopefully live a little bit vicariously through me. So but now they should be coming to pick me up soon, so I'm gonna go get the pizza that I've been wanting for so long now. So very excited. I need to finish my glass of wine before they come, and I probably should walk the beast over here. He probably needs to go out and use the bathroom. But alright, bye everybody. I haven't been on a bicycle in so long. This is so much fun. Okay, so absolutely the most scary thing that can possibly happen. I came up here and lifted this compartment right here, and it put some pressure on this table when it was stuck here, and it put pressure on it, and when it did, it shorted out, and I had, let me try to find the sun, black smoke billowing out of this thing. So I ran down and pulled it out of the connection on the wall. But yeah, I absolutely just had a fire on my boat, so electrical fire. So luckily I was right there. I was able to fix the problem immediately and get rid of it. But very, very scary. So I'm going right now to replace those parts so that I can have a safer system, and I'm going to get an entirely new shore power cord. It's like $150. It's just a shame I got to spend the money, but it's absolutely necessary. So I'm going now to the post office and the hardware store and West Marine. So, and then when we get back, I'll go to the Piggly Wiggly and get groceries. But very, very, very scary moment. So, and not only was it a live wire, I was having to grab it and trying to get it undone while it's billowing black smoke about to catch fire right next to my Yanmar control panel. So really, really scary. Really freaked me out. So, all right. Okay, so one thing I want to show y'all, I put up my entire encapsulating, fully enclosed Dodger and Bimini setup. So now I have an outdoor space to hang out in that's just as warm as it is down below, which is really, really cool. It's really messy right now. The other thing I wanted to show y'all is after having my electrical fire, I replaced everything with a whole new system. I rewired everything myself. One of the main issues before, when I had the fire, was that it had a spinning locking mechanism right here. That's actually a little warm. Oh well, I think it's just the sun. Yeah, it is. Okay. And so it had a locking mechanism that you had to twist on, and it was hard to get the angle right to twist it on and off. And so what I did was I replaced it with this one, which is clamp. So you just squeeze these two together and it will release. So if I had had this system when I had it billowing black smoke, I would not have had to run over to the wall to pull the power cord out. I would have been able to just clamp this and pull it straight off, which is going to make it a lot safer. It also has an extra little locking mechanism to ensure it stays locked and in place correctly. I'm also being very careful not to bend it at all, because that's what caused my problems before. So very happy that I got this fixed and it's a lot safer. But it was definitely a scary moment. So, but I love the fully enclosed area. It's so warm in here right now, and it's outside it's like 40 degrees, but in here it's nice and toasty. It's like 65, 70, so really cool.